Hey everyone, welcome back to Carrots and Olives. I love these bottles and the packaging. So I got some new inks. This is the first time in a while that I've purchased this many bottles of inks, full bottles, without even testing out the ink colors beforehand. But that's typical old school Brittany, because this is what I did when I first started with fountain pens. I was just engulfed myself, surrounded myself with everything fountain pens and inks. Anyway, I felt like I kind of know myself by now, that looking at the colors online and knowing the colors that I will vibe with. For me, it's the dark, saturated, sometimes light colors, but I love shading. I love shimmer. I love sheening. So, you know, I think these are all going to work for me. So I'm going to play with these on camera today. I also got this chart book, and because of the order, I got these for free, and I got to select which type I wanted. This is the Waringal White Panda Animal Ink Swatch card. So these, I think, should fit in here because it's by the same brand. I have not seen these. Let's open it up. I think it's always fun to try something different when you're swatching your inks. So, I mean, I was just kind of looking on there and I came across this, and this holder would be great for even my previously swatched ink cards. I wonder if these work with the coloring swatch cards that I have. Let me check. So this is my coloring. And these cards are, the same width, but they're slightly longer in length. So let's see. Could these potentially fit? Seems like maybe they can. I think we're okay, actually. Wow. So if I were to fill this up with all of the colors that I've swatched. Now, I didn't always swatch back and front, so I could put a back and a front together. But I do like that. It works. It fits. So if anyone is wondering about whether or not the coloring swatch cards would fit in here, I mean, I guess it kind of defeats the purpose of keeping it on a ring. But if you're into organizing and reorganizing and being able to see as many cards in one flat view, then I think this is a little bit better than the coloring. Now, some people have a lot of inks and they can create their colorings based off of the ink grouping, so, or the ink family. So maybe they have a coloring for all the blues and all the purples, or all the dark blues and all the light blues, and all, and you know, you go on and on from there. But I lately haven't been looking at my coloring, and so having something like this might actually suit me better. And plus it's fun being able to look at your inks differently and play around with organization is always fun. So I think I like this. I think this will work. And then trying to organize it together. I mean, I'm pretty sure I will rearrange these. Now, how many pockets are in here? It doesn't say, and if it does, it could be something I can't read, but I think No, I don't think it actually says. So if there's, maybe I'll look online. There's like a lot of pages in here. And I think I will have more than enough room to put these in here and then also use these. Oh, and grab my other inks from 30 Inks 30 Days and put them in here. So I just have to find them. I know I put them in a box. Okay, I found them. So yes, they are in here. These are the beautiful inks. Oh my gosh, I completely forgot I had some of these other ones. Goodness. Okay, so I have been playing around with this and I find it fascinating. There's actually so many different ways that you can use this. So for instance, I wasn't sure if I wanted to put them back to back to maximize space, right? But if it's a card like this, how do I know what the name of the ink is? Unless I were to put some type of tag on the front, then you know, maybe that would be a great way to provide the name of the ink. So I was thinking about that, but then I thought, well, okay, yes, I get maximizing space, but then if I wanted to easily be able to see what the name of it is, I could just have it where I just fill in one card instead of back to back and then have the names available. But then, as I was still working through it, I was like, oh, some of these are kind of frustrating to pull out. And you have to make sure you're on the right side of the page to pull it out to see what it is. So then I thought, well, why not face them to where one set is looking at all the backs and then the other side is looking at all the fronts. So you can really actually compare all of them and still be able to access the back, because you'll be flipping every other group, right? So I don't know, I'm still thinking through it, but I do like how you could really do so much and even use your coloring cards. They fit in here, which is awesome. But of course, the wearing gold cards that they have so many different designs now that they fit best in here. So we are going to use my wearing gold cards here, and we are going to look at these inks and just see how beautiful they are. Oh, did I mention that this does have like little stickers? Actually, is it two sticker sections, maybe to label the front or to label a section. So that's kind of cool that it comes with. And then I think you can cut them however you want. I don't think that they're pre-cut, so you have to kind of cut them out. But I think it's a nice touch. So there's 50 sheets here. We only need 5. Okay. And this does have a space. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. A space for, like, to write down the name of the ink. I'm not sure if that's what I want to do. Maybe. I mean, it allows me to maximize space with these cards. So maybe that's what I'll do for this for now, just because it's fun. Let's go with the first one. So this is Madame Butterfly. And these boxes are so sharp, like really nice looking. Don't want to mess them up. So I need something flat to kind of lift up the box. So just a little bit of information. This is a 40 ml box, and this is an ink collection that features 16 shimmering, sheening, shading, or dual tone fountain pen inks inspired by the opera, ballet, and theater. Oh my gosh, look at that. Look at this bottle. And it has like this printing on it that you could feel. I think it's like kind of like a sticker, but it's, I don't know if you can hear that. I don't know how to describe it. I'm like at a loss for words because this bottle is just absolutely stunning. Look at that. Okay. So I'm looking at the description of the ink, and Madame Butterfly is a medium saturation mauve gray ink with a spectacular color, iridescent, changing shimmer shifting between gold, pink, and green. I mean, who is going to remember all that? I feel like you need the description to help guide you. Ooh. Kind of want to color like the whole card. So this has a resist on it and allowing you to see the image, and then you color the rest of the paper. Oh man. Ooh, I see it. That's so pretty. So I'm gonna let that dry somewhat. I need a piece of paper to protect my desk, and I'm gonna use this dip pen. Maybe I should have shaken it a little bit better. I thought I did. Okay, Madame Butterfly. Ooh, this is very saturated. Right up my alley. And you could see the sparkle. And it's like, I could see purple, mauve, and then like gray. It almost looks a little brown to me. I guess I wouldn't have said gray, but I can see why they would say gray. So pretty. I'm gonna set that aside, let it finish drying, and let's get to the next ink. Okay, so next ink is Avant Guard. And what do they say about this ink? Avant Guard, it's super saturated, dark, mysterious, cool tone green, in with red sheen. All right, let's dip it in and get it going. interesting. Ooh, very dark. Very dark, very saturated. That is really dark. And like it's gonna take a minute to dry. But sheening inks typically are darker inks anyway, and they can take some time to dry. I guess it's just part of the formulation that makes it a sheening ink. And sheening inks usually like stick to your nibs. Dieman Encore, Avant Guard. My A is kind of wild right there. Ooh, I do see the red kind of coming through. So cool green with a red sheen. Kind of, oops, okay, you can really see it. So this seems like it's gonna work really nice. You can't really see, I mean, I guess it comes out in the edges of my letters, so you could see the red sheen a little, but on Tomoe River paper, I can imagine it's gonna be even more stronger sheen. Next is Barber of Seville, and this is super saturated true royal blue, and there's also a regal red sheen. Now, surprisingly enough, my sheening inks are coming off of my watercolor brush really well in comparison to that very first one, which is the Madame Butterfly. It took me quite a few times to rinse the brush. Okay. Honestly, at first, it kind of looks like a boring blue, but hopefully it'll be more exciting as it dries. Some red sheen. I think I'm starting to see it. Ooh, it's very saturated on the nib. It's like a little hard to control because it's very like wet. Van Dieman's Encore, and this is Barber of Seville. All right, we have the next one, Marriage of Figaro. This one's a deep dark blue black ink with a dark red sheen. I guess I was just filling the sheens, and a shimmer that separates between gold and rusty red. Now, this is interesting. Let's see what it actually does. Ooh, look at that. It's like purpley in there. I love this already. Like, this dark blue is pretty. seems like it dries really fast. Again, I see the sparkle. It's like purpley sparkles. And they say it's shimmer that separates between gold and rusty red. It looks purple to me. It's really pretty though. It almost looks black as I'm writing. Okay, my handwriting's getting a little bit wonky, a little sloppy, sorry. But this is really pretty. And I have to remember that these cards, I don't typically write on this type of paper, so these cards may be kind of slightly holding the depth of the color back a bit. So I really don't know until I test it out on the paper I normally use, which would be Tomoe River paper. All right, last but not least is Stage Fright. How funny. And this one is a light to medium saturation gray blue ink with a light teal tone. These bottles are so gorgeous. And thank you for the person who reminded me that although it's nice to display your inks, you do want to keep your inks away from sunlight, and that will hopefully extend the shelf life of your ink. And most likely probably why a lot of my inks that I haven't used since I got them years and years ago are still working fine. They don't do anything crazy to my pens, and I love them just the same. Okay, this is a little light. It's a little bit lighter, but it's pretty. And whoever came up with these descriptions is brilliant. All right, Stage Fright. I think this would be great in like a broad pen, a broad nib. It seems like should be more colors coming out of here, and maybe it's muffled by this paper, but it's still, I like it. I like it, I like it. Okay, so I'm gonna give my colors a little bit more time to dry. I'm gonna come back and we can look at all of these together, and then we can think about which inks I want to use right away. I think this is going to be one of them. I will be right back. Okay, so these are the colors. Oh, they're so pretty. So Van Dieman's Encore Madame Butterfly. And then the next one was Van Dieman's Avant Guard. And then I did Van Dieman's Encore Barber of Seville. And then Van Dieman's Marriage of Figaro, and Van Dieman's Encore Stage Fright. I'm happy. I'm really happy with my selection. Can't wait to ink up my pens with these inks. So stay tuned. You will see these coming soon. Most likely not in any particular order. But while I still have you, let's see how let's add them to my little pouch here. Oh, some of them aren't completely dry, at least not on the panda face. So can't quite add them yet. I need them to be fully dry, so I'm probably going to have to wait overnight to get that done. And then I can add them to my pouch. Thank you so much for joining me today. I hope you found this interesting and informative. And if you have any questions, please feel free to post them in the comments below. I will catch you guys in the next video.